Okay, we went to the farmers markets today, and we also went yesterday. And on both occasions, we saw this beautiful, bright purple drink being sold, and they were giving out samples. So we got samples. And long story short, we got it yesterday and we got it today, and it's fantastic. But I don't want to spend $7 a glass on it moving forward, and we can't really buy it in store. So after finding a recipe, going to 3 different stores, we found the I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, maize morado, purple corn that you make the real version of this. It also comes in something similar to like a Kool-Aid packet. You can buy it like that. Basically, it's artificial flavor and sugar and everything and some spices. But I decided to track down the real recipe, which involves real cinnamon sticks, canela, and thera. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I apologize. So we get the smaller packet of that. And the cloves, clavo and taro. So these were not expensive, and we actually got them at the second store that we went to, although we could have gotten them at the first one. These things, spices and packets, are pretty cheap, and you can get them at Hispanic stores, halal stores, everything. We don't have a lime, and I forgot to get one. Oh, it's not a lime, it's fresh lime juice. So we have this in the house. So we'll add that later. And this I have to cut up. But first, I've got 16 cups of water. It makes a lot. And apparently, once you're done with the spices and the corn and the pineapple, this is like peel and all. You boil the peel with the purple corn and then you strain it. But you can reuse the pineapple peels and the purple corn after you cook it in water, and then you can refrigerate it or even freeze it and apparently make another batch. Although the lady who did up this recipe in the website, I'll tag her in the end, says don't try and reuse it more than once. So that's about it. We're going to get started on that. I think altogether this was $2 on sale. This I'm probably going to use like 50 cents worth of lime juice. This was about $3. And the spices, I'm probably using about 50 cents worth of spices. So I will add all that up because I'm kind of tired and I can't do math mentally when I'm tired. Okay, so apparently, Sloofon, yes. So apparently we're supposed to dump the corn in here and the spices and the pineapple peels. I've seen it in a package and I've seen pictures. I've never actually touched one of these things that I know of. Okay, so it's basically just like dried corn on the cob, and it's very, very purple. So it appears to be like about 3 cobs and then some loose pieces of corn. This is not boiling yet. Ordinarily, anybody who knows me knows that I show like the nutrition label. This is going to be cooked for a long time, and I don't think that the calories listed on the back of this are going to be, particularly important. It says Chicha Morada, purple pudding. Oh, I have to. Well, maybe I will get a shot of the back of this. Never heard of such a thing. I confess that I am very, very, very unfamiliar with Peruvian food. I've had the chicken and the yuca and the green sauce that goes with it, and I think that's like the kind of the extent of my knowledge of Peruvian food. All right, these are the cloves. If I recall correctly, it's 5 whole cloves. Go with this. Basically, throw everything in and bring it to a boil. I'm totally destroying this package. I'm sorry. These are whole cloves, clavo and tera, and we want 5. If I can even get this open. You know what? That's why we have knives. Ooh, it smells good. Ooh, that smells really good. Okay, 5 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 just because. I'm gonna have to find something to store the rest of this. This is the cinnamon sticks. I think I actually have some of this in my cupboard, but we were at the store and I was like, I'm not totally sure that I have it. These are very large cinnamon sticks, so I think I'm just going to put the two, a couple of cinnamon shreds in there. I suppose you could use powdered spices if you need to, if you couldn't get cinnamon sticks. I think it would be that big of a deal. And then you've got the peels from the pineapple, and I'm supposed to cut up the pineapple, and we will use that later when we're serving this in cups. And that's it. And so at this point it's boiling, and so we're going to turn it down to low and just simmer it. And I'll see if I can get a shot of the top of this. You can see what it looks like. Wow. The purple is already starting to come right through. Yeah, it stains it quite purpley. All right, let me see if I can get you where you can get a shot of that. There you go. There's the cauldron, and we're making the Chicha Morada. And we'll see in about 45 minutes how that comes out. Okay, so this has been boiling away for about 45 minutes. And it just smells like spices, honestly. Other than that, it doesn't really have a whole lot of smell. You know, I think I need tongs more than anything else. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take the cobs out. And again, the lady who put together the recipe I'm working off of, she says you can use these twice, no more than that. The corn, the texture of the corn kernels is still quite firm, but oh my gosh, they have some seriously powerful dyeing properties. We were putting this all together, and one of my kids said, like, wow, that'd be great to dye something with it. Actually, I think they're right. So I'm glad I'm wearing dark colors. But yeah, you can see just how dark the pineapple peels got. They actually look a little bit like cactus fruits right now. We're pulling all this out, and then once it cools, I'm going to be straining it to get the rest of the spices out. And there's a bunch of loose kernels of corn in here as well. And then, once it's cool and completely strained, we'll serve it over some ice, but we'll probably have to sweeten it to taste first. She suggested, I believe, a cup and a half of sugar. We don't tend to like things really, really sweet in this house, so I guess we'll just wing it and see how it goes. Anyway, back in a bit. It boiled down from 16 cups of water into 12 cups of fluid, so it ended up being more of a concentrate. And you really only needed half of a glass of concentrate and half of a glass of water over ice. And it ended up being really refreshing. Because we only used half a cup of sugar, it's about 40 calories a glass. And we did add half a cup of lime juice. Um, into the concentrate, and that made it nice and tangy. So I will definitely make this again.